Welcome back. Meravas is back in Docktown once again, this time to hang out with Neve and maybe pick up that cereal for Balara.
You had me followed. Inquired about me.
Ooh.
I needed to be sure. The Knight Commander.
Lanos is playing for the other side, so Tarquin's probably dirty too. After all the shit we've been through, I thought I'd earned some trust.
I did it to protect the Shadow Dragons and the cause.
Yeah, you protected them. Happy now?
Uh-oh. Gonna have to check on them in a minute.
Rook.
Why am I only just now realizing that Maeveris is one letter off from Meravas? And also in a different order, but guess another reason to like her. Okay, notes about Maeveris. Was kicked from the Magisterium over a year ago for treason, allegedly. Her faction, the Lucerni, not the Lucerni, sorry, supported the movement to grant greater rights for non-mages and slaves. They went silent. Silent, but maybe not gone. Talani may be working behind the scenes with allies still in Minrathous. Dorian Pavis, another Lucerni founder, still has his Magisterium seat. Could Talani have taken the fall to keep Magister Pavis clean? The Vesperians, another highborn family, have ties to House Talani, okay, so maybe getting some support there. And there's evidence that funding for the various slave rebellions may have come through members of the Dwarven Ambassadoria. Talani's always had allies in the Ambassadoria. Is it her gold that's going to the rebellions? Always had allies there and was almost married, kind of common law married, to Varric's cousin. So it makes sense she'd still have some Dwarven allies. She's just awesome all around.
Everything okay?
Everything is fine.
Absolutely. I'm not in the pocket of some Magister, and now he knows for sure.
You would have done the same, to be sure.
Or maybe I just trusted you, like a fool. High Bloods. You just can't help what you think about the rest of us, can you?
All right.
Ugh, I shouldn't have said that.
Highbloods. Is he?
Altus Mage, born and bred. Literally, bred in his case.
Yeah, I figured. You don't call yourself the Viper and walk around with that getup unless you've got something to hide.
A fancy family name in his case.
Which name? Would I know it?
Nah, not my story to tell.
Can I help?
No need to fuss. Everyone's on edge with all the city's troubles. The worst part? He's probably right. I would have investigated me too. You just can't trust a Minrathous Templar. Not right now.
So why even be a Templar?
I used to be a soldier. Being a Templar's not far off. Joining the military is one of the ways you get respect, as Soperati. All the men in my family are military. My father, well, he made it clear that if I wanted to live as a man, I'd have to be a soldier.
That sounds tough. And now, being a soldier, a Templar...
You ever stick to something because change is too hard?
Because we can't fight on all fronts. I get it.
Yep. Mira was adopted by, here it is, by a military family as well, so she knows the deal. Though I think her relationship with her parents is a little better.
My family's military too. My father commanded legions near Ventus. That's where he found me.
Found you?
I'm adopted, which was obvious to most people who saw me with my family. They found me as a baby on the battlefield after a skirmish.
Kind of.
Never figured out how I got there.
Growing up in Tevinter as a Qunari. Must have been tough.
They kept me home a lot. Told people I was sturdy and I wore hoods.
And you didn't want to get into the family business either, huh? Look us. Out here in the shining capital city.
Just a little rewrite to fit her backstory. She was a little bit older than a baby.
So we can make it better.
You know, I hear the city does shine. If you look at it right.
Well, I think she understands caution and what they do is too important to take chances, but at the same time, you gotta trust the people you work with, and it does seem like Viper, Asher, and Tarquin are close, so yeah, he should have trusted you.
Friends should trust each other.
In a perfect world, they do. It's fine. It'll be fine. In a couple of days, we'll be fighting over who said sorry better.
Oh.
Thanks for checking in, Rook. Keep safe out there.
All right, maybe that's why she can't romance the Viper. There is something going on between these two. I see you.
Not right now, Rook. You should talk with one of the others.
Still getting over their spat. She'll give him some space. I just realized Mira hasn't been naming the dogs. She's been naming the cats, but she loves dogs. She's gonna name the dogs from now on, too.
Talk to Lorelei. She's the boss.
Quick stop here, and then we'll meet up with Neve.
Always good to see you in here, Rook.
Are we here for the shadow dragons?
I trade news with the shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varret, too, right here in Docktown.
Nothing like coming back to the city.
You miss it.
You know, Mira 1.0 didn't feel like she really fit in anywhere, but 2.0 here has more purpose. She loves being a shadow dragon. She has her parents. So yeah, she probably does miss being here.
Is it weird if I say yes?
We've all got our hang-ups.
There are people here who matter to me, who will always matter to me.
It doesn't let go easy. Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too.
All that said about missing Meravas, she is really enjoying getting to know everybody at the lighthouse. Impending doom aside, she does like it there.
All right, let's go.
So, before Varric, before the Shadows, you worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me. Okay, keep an eye out for paper sellers. We'll start on the north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry, I'm paying. Let's get started.
That's not what we're looking for. Just an ad for the lamplighter.
The best word in Docktown.
We'll take a
right
paper,
here.
thanks.
The Meravas Mirror. Drama in the palace. Is the Archon keeping secrets? Questions arose when the Archon abruptly left the assembly, but those queries have since spiraled into baseless speculation. Several magisters reached out to assure my readers that rumors of cult influence in palace affairs are false.
This one quotes several magisters, several lies.
How did you fall in with the Shadows?
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
I was after a missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished.
More than one person.
The Shadows
You're
brought me
reading
in
it
after
first.
that.
Viper spotted
One,
at a local
please.
fish fry.
Dockside discourse, myth or man, stories abound of the masked figure who watches over Meravas. While some question the so-called Viper's existence, or whether he is one man or many, increased sightings of the mysterious figure were reported throughout Docktown. Between a reign of demons and everyday woes, many welcome his presence.
I'll save this one for the Viper.
Sure, he'll love that.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
It's easy.
Another rebellion.
But you like us,
Here's what we
right?
know.
You're all right.
What? Come on. You're warming
What
up to
happened in
us.
Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
One paper, thanks.
The Morning Scroll, hope for the anti-slavery movement. Whispers of a successful rebellion in Marnus Pel have reached Minratha's streets. In light of distressing reports from all corners of the Imperium, the news brings a glimmer of hope for those continuing the fight in our capital.
I've got a contact who works this area.
Another rebellion?
Let's see if he's around.
Here's what we know.
What about this one? You've got a good eye. I'm starting to think my good neighbours lack taste. Go on, take a closer look.
Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price, and you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Neve.
Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks, I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is it something you're buying, my friend?
Friend, she knows the drill.
Rook. And if I wanted overpriced charms, I'd go to Tala's on the narrow road.
Local. Who do you think sold them to her? What about you, Neve? You cost me a sale there.
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything.
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate, personally?
Don't tell me you're surprised.
I thought you'd be on opposite sides.
Nothing's that easy. They're a problem, and they keep worse problems away. Whether we're on the same side depends when you ask. But we've got more to see. Let's go. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
Weekly Truth Story Idea List. Secret research at the Circle. New translation of the Catacombs tablets. Can Docktown's detectives speak to cats? Feline leads in major cases. Snake people among us. Sure. Okay. It's an interesting list. Just want to get to the notes. Probably not important, but still. A series of chalk symbols was found on rocks along the shoreline, along with the words, "The storm approaches." Sounds like an operation from Inquisition. The tide has since stolen the message, but dear reader, we still must ask, was this a message from across the sea?
You've lived in Docktown your whole life?
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
Can you trust your neighbor, a loved one, even yourself? The Venatori's influence continues to reach further and higher than we even suspected. But who else is under their sway? What more can they do? Our eyes are open. There's a lot down here, but we'll keep going and head out to buy some more papers. Sorry.
You've been an investigator for a while.
It's not a short story.
You've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
I guess that works.
Until it doesn't.
Have we gone up that way yet? Oh. What's over here? Meravas, capital of the Imperium. The Meravas I visited as a child was a place of wonder, a city steeped in magic and grand tradition. I remember how it felt to stand in the courtyard of the Archon's palace with the starry sky above and city lights below. Is this Dorian again? Yep. And there I was, suspended in that galaxy between silver and gold, Meravas, the capital. I was so proud. Years later, upon my return, I experienced the other side of Meravas. Docktown's unmistakable scent of liquor and low tide, street meat eaten by canals, smoky from charcoal and steaming in the damp air, stolen kisses in the ruddy lamplight of the cobbled swan, no stars that you could see through the dust in the rain. Instead, there was poverty and desperation, hands that reached for the coin I offered, the scrap of uneaten food, nothing to me and everything to them. I've lied to myself about it, made excuses for it, but I've known for a long time that Meravas is not one city, but two. In a letter to Varric. So good. So beautifully written. Seriously, personally, I have been so enjoying reading these notes and codex entries. They're just so well crafted.
The best cereal in Meravas. The latest chapter is here. Circle District gossip.
The nightly song, what secrets were in the painted box? Will our heroes find the truth? And do they truly want to? Read the next chapter of The Twisted Knife right here.
Read the latest.
One of Belle's cereals. Great. You know, Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be fun. I should have said no.
What? Should have said no.
The real news in Docktown. Get it here!
Paper, thanks.
The Imperium secret, the makings of a scandalous love affair. Was that a prominent circle mage at the Silver Coin? The same circle mage known to frequent Docktown's more interesting betting rings? And who was their mysterious friend? When I have answers, dear reader, you will too.
I think we've got enough.
Scandal and enchantment.
What now?
Read it here
Now
first.
I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
That last one just seemed like gossip, though. Whatever you're into, Neve.
Doing all right?
Huh? Yeah. I'm good.
The lighthouse doesn't have this.
What?
A view of the water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
Whoa, you all right, dude? Sleeping, I hope.
You! This fish won't eat itself.
Why bro look like Bob Hoskins?
I said next time you were here it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah, it's always something.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. You think I'd learn?
You said you take jobs worth taking?
That's what I tell myself.
This one was. The rest, we figure out as we go.
Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt, petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day, getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
You know, this is the first time Meravas hasn't wanted to go with the romantic option. Neve is just kind of aloof. And that makes sense, but we'll win her over.
Sometimes luck sticks.
You believe that? Then I've got a Treviso manor to sell you who needs a good tenant.
I'm not a mark. I'm serious.
I know. We managed to keep out of trouble. Let's get back before that changes.
Another successful friend date. And Mira promised Lucanis she would go with him to Caterina's funeral, which I think is the last companion thing we have right now, so she's gonna go get in some crow gear before heading to Treviso. Once again, I was saying Jacobus.
It is good Rook found Dareth's contract.
I just don't know how to pronounce
Air
anything,
says
it's fine.
Jacobus is comforted to know his cousin's death was not in vain.
Work might help focus him, but until he can control that temper, I cannot approve Jacobus as a full-fledged crow.
I feel as you do. We worry about Jacobus. His future seems so dark.
There's comfort to be found in the dark.
It could be hard to find without someone to guide you.
Then we must ensure there are crows alive to guide him. Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Dea.
For Caterina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Dea. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're such a dear. I hope these two are paying attention.
Dea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous? Fine. To business, then. There's a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Caterina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes. Of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Caterina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you. I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
My apologies, Andrea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
Ilario is acting strange, but she's more worried about Lucanis.
How are you holding up?
I'll be fine. Better once we kill Zara Renata. It's him I'm worried about.
Ilario can be a handful. But this? The only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanis died. You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next. And my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Ilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Come. I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Wait, make the arrangements? I thought she already did that.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Caterina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious, especially Alilario, as usual.
How did you stay on her good side?
What good side?
To hear Caterina tell it, Lucanis can do no wrong.
It's easy to look good standing next to my cousin.
I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Thea.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.
Oh, well, that was not as involved as I thought it was going to be, but I guess since we're in Treviso, we might as well see what else we can get into.
Trouble at the gates, as always.
Thank you for handling it. And everything.
Are you okay, Jacobus?
No. After we lost our families, Derek and I promised we'd look out for... I hate the Antom so much!
Well, maybe we can go take out some for you.
Thank you for saving Jacobus. I hope I can help him save himself. He's at a dangerous point in his training. If he is not careful, he risks becoming merely a killer.
Merely a killer. Gotta respect the code.
What's it like when you use your magic?
Oh, it's like I'm touching something vast and eternal. A well deep inside.
Ah, not so much like possession.
No, but it was terrifying the first time it happened.
That I understand.
Trouble nearby.
Let's finish this!
Excellent form, Rook. Trouble scouted.
This room's so small.
Keep fighting!
End this! Nicely done, Rook!
This might be silly, but I really love how much the companions praise Rook for a solid takedown. Like, it's just so supportive and nice, and it just feels good, you know? Words of affirmation. Another valuable love language. And hey, Mira remembered to come back for this chest. Okay. Cool, we'll keep exploring. Back in Meravas, we finished exploring the map in Treviso and Arlethan Forest, so just some loose ends here.
Halos's fried fish is to die for. Where does he get the fish? Not straight out of the canal, certainly. Wait, don't tell me. I'm better off not knowing. Hello, Rook.
Hello, May. First name basis, no big deal. And Dorian. Love it.
I never thanked you for helping me with the First Warden.
It was my pleasure. Nothing quite like needling authoritarian blowhards to give one such warm feelings. Scout Harding.
Looking good, Dorian.
Flatterer. But do go on.
Dorian, never change.
Cute. A little reunion. The Soparati. Dorian, our next course of action should be to seek out influential Soparati allies who've been denied political power, the merchant families, the longest-serving non-mage praetors and magistrates, and the military, especially the military. Mages make up a fraction of our citizens. Tevinter grinds to a halt without the Soparati. If we can encourage them to stand together and fight, they could change everything. I will handle the merchants and the magistrates. I suggest you call upon... Hey, Mira's dad. When you next visit Ventus, I hear Mercar has privately expressed support for reform, but more importantly, he has the favor of the current Imperator. Lots of Latin words. Where the Imperator goes, Tevinter's military follows. Good luck, May. The whole family's getting in on the cause. Way to go, Mercars.
The wing thing. Do you do that on purpose?
I don't. Why?
So you just naturally look amazing when spite helps? Some people get possessed and become mounds of pulsating flesh. You get wings.
Lucky me, my demon has a sense of style.
At least you put things in perspective.